Out there, listeners, and we're live here on our podcast with Radio Connections with PACE. I am Gina Pagnotta Murphy, the president of PACE. I'm here with my favorite person,
Ebony Walton, the VP, vice president of PACE. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. Got the little sniffles and stuff.
Why you got the sniffles?
I don't know. You know where my mind goes, but no, I just think it because that hot stuff you just fed me, y'all.
It wasn't hot. It was just some old barbecue.
And
some old. It wasn't old. I just made it Sunday.
Old barbecue.
I just didn't. Well, she didn't want to wait for the regular food. I had made some curry.
Yeah, you know, I come over here, I get hungry.
And rice, and that wasn't
she can
really
cook.
Spicy.
She
it
can
wasn't
cook.
Spicy.
That's pretty good.
It was.
Who taught you to cook?
I just read it. I don't know. I did take home
so
ec
you
in high
trialing
school.
on me?
No, I did take it in high school. In high school, home ec. But I've always cooked. I had to always. My mom was a single mom, so we had to cook.
Boy, I had to really big living with her.
I had to cook.
But she's pretty good cook. You all well-rounded all over the place.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Go ahead. Go on.
So I hope you guys are doing I hope you guys have had a wonderful week. We want to do some prayers, just, out to all of the people that are in sick and your friends and family members and friends of family members. And we hope that they are progressing to be well. And for those who have lost some loved ones, we give our condolences to them and your family. So we want to give some shout outs to, what's his name? How do you pronounce that name?
Amir Faroki.
Oh, yeah.
Faroki. I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm
City council person.
City council person.
Yeah, shout outs to him.
My mother, she's been told me about it. She heard his name somewhere, but anyway, she called me. She was like, "Do you know Mr. Faroki?" And I said, I've heard the name. I know he's on city council. Wow, what's going on? She said she heard him on the radio, on the news or somewhere. I don't know. But she used to take care of his one of his family members at her nursing home. She was their nurse. And her name is Berthina Morgan. My mother is. So she said, "Please, I just want to talk to him because he was such a nice guy." And, so I said, I don't know how you just going to call his number like that and get in touch with him, but giving him a shout out for that. And also, what you got?
I got somebody asking me, you all stand by. I got some, and I don't know how to work. You see, that's
why I'm looking at her, because
someone is saying they really want to get on this podcast with us. So give me a second.
Oh my gosh.
We must be getting out because this is not a city employee.
But also, we had another person that wanted to shout out Amir Faroki, was a Carmen and Wayne Weimer. I hope I'm saying Weimer. Them R's and W's. Wayne Weimer.
Okay.
So that was a shout out.
Is that a catfish?
I don't know. Who?
A catfish name.
I don't know.
Wayne Weimer. That's a tongue. Wayne Weimer. That's a tongue. It is. No disrespect. Tongue twister. Yeah, say it about 5 times.
I'm not gonna do that.
Y'all try it. Say it about 5 times.
Wayne Weimer.
You want to try it. But that's okay.
So yeah, they wanted to give him a shout out. They lived in the district that Amir actually presides over or whatnot on city council. Okay. Well, that's nice that they reached out to us and asked to give a shout out. Okay. So shout out to Councilman Amir Faruku from your fans. But what'd I say? Faruku. It's okay. You worse than me. It's okay. Hopefully no.
Okay. But anyway, we also shout out to Ben Martin and Desiree Arnold.
Yes, Desiree Arnold is our operations manager, and Ben Martin is one of our executive board members on PACE. But they've come together for 911 to work on the safety and the exits if something was to happen in the center. Where do we go? How do we leave out the building? So that was really good. That was good. That was good. But also
that is overdue.
It is, because I couldn't tell you if a fire break out, where we going?
I just know I'll be getting out of there.
I'll be going out that window, maybe from the 5th floor.
But it's important to all the departments to do that.
And I didn't even know Ben did that.
Yeah, he's over in administration and all of the safety and stuff.
Yeah, so that was really good.
He's very knowledgeable of stuff like that. So the city has a good expert on his expertise and just his proactiveness with the safety.
And that's why we should, everybody, you know, within the union, get together and see who does what, because
that's
works.
A good idea. We need to put an email out and just say, what are you all outside of the city of Atlanta? What are your expertise and what are your knowledge?
Because everybody in the city work, we're connected. Radio connections with Pace.
With Pace.
There you go. Also for prayers, we do want to keep our operations manager Desiree Arnold. Her uncle is in ICU, or I think they sent him home and just kind of waiting it out.
Please tell me he didn't have COVID.
No, it wasn't COVID. He was he had some other issues.
Oh, okay.
So some other health. Nothing COVID related.
I'm just tired. You know, I always say it like that. Just so tired of hearing everything so COVID related. And I heard some stuff about that, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, not what stuff that you told me y'all heard about. No, not at all.
About every time you go to the hospital and everything want to be COVID because people getting paid.
They getting the money for it.
Well, that's another discussion. But before we go into that, we want to get some facts on that. So, because we don't never want to say nothing on our podcast that we can't back up.
Yeah. Well, the lady
unless we say allegedly of gossip. I learned that from the bloggers, but this is not a bloggers pod. So let's get that clear. We're disclaiming any blogging, whatever. We're just telling you what you know from the union to what's going on in the city and what's really going on in the city. That's our topic today. What is really happening in the city of Atlanta? What's
so last week, you do know on the news, the current mayor now, is saying she's not going to run.
I saw that. I had to sit straight up in the bed. I'm already sitting up.
She's not going to rerun.
Wow.
And I don't know, you know, they didn't really give a reason, but they did say some other things. She had another job somewhere, Walgreens.
I think somebody came back and said that that was
it wasn't
they
true.
Were being funny.
I don't know what that was.
They were just being ugly. You know? But ain't nothing wrong with working at Walgreens if you're gonna be the corporate counsel, because she has background in judgeship and lawyership, right? Yeah. So if she's gonna be lead counsel, that ain't a bad job just to have.
No, not at all.
Mayor Franklin went to,
and I guess running the city it's a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Mayor Franklin went to Spelman College. I can't remember what her role was there. So she did something at Spelman, but. Running the city of Atlanta, being, even like being the president of any organization, it's a lot of responsibility. And you're held accountable for everything and everything, the whole different light in the limelight, whether you want to be or not. So I can only imagine being mayor. We've had some ruthlessness and some
we did. And then last year was a different year. You had COVID.
Well, she came in with all of that.
She came right in
there. She didn't even ask for that. She came in with all of that. Oh my God.
So making those split moment, to split decisions.
And she's human.
Yeah. And she
got children and married. I can only imagine, because I know what I do when I go home, boy. And I tell you all, let me take my glasses off, because these are actually reading glasses. I don't know why I'm sitting here and I look like I got 4 eyes. But when I go home and we're laughing and we have a good time here on the podcast, but I be freaking out sometimes, you guys. I go home and have my own demons that I'm dealing with as far as the stress and anxiety of all of this been civil unrest, the pandemic, the dealing with everybody in our membership that have issues that we have to try to help them solve.
Hours of the night.
And I'm a face-to-face person and not getting out and not going places. Then entertainment, that was my professional hobby on the side, when we could all go out and I can entertain and perform and and now all of that, I still have my moments when I have to cry, and I still have my moments when I cry for other people. And I actually dropped a tear, shedded a tear, even though Mayor Bottoms and Pace have not had any formal sit down communications. But I still felt her pain. I could actually see it in her eyes. And when she was making her announcement and she was holding back, oh my God, she did good. Now I had to give her props for that.
Really?
When she first started and she said, now they told me not to cry, and she stopped.
Yeah.
I would have been.
Her face looked. You could see
all the blood drain from her face. She did everything she could to hold the tears back. Well, let me tell you something. I'd have been bawling. And I'd have been one of them. So she did a good job of holding that back. But
Yeah.
I still want to know. We're not going to be ugly, but I still now, all of the comments that I got, I still want to know what's the real deal. So what's really going on in the city of Atlanta?
I don't know, but I've heard a lot of things.
Okay.
I've just heard a lot of things. So, I mean, they reinstated that officer back, which I believe that he should have been because it wasn't, the due process wasn't done.
Oh, shame of you, Ebony.
What?
How dare you feel that way?
I'm just saying. You don't think
the due process wasn't done?
It was not.
Is that not what we've been talking about all these podcasts? The due process.
Exactly. So,
but she felt she needed to do, and then, she felt she was doing what she needed to do. But I think, in my opinion, and this is not the opinions of anybody in our union, that it moved from a union's perspective, it moved a little too fast.
Yeah, and however, you have to go by what's factual,
right?
Not how you feel,
right?
Because
but
when you go by your feelings,
right? That always, you can't work out on emotions.
You can't lead by feelings.
No,
you can't lead by emotion. Period.
But we all make errors.
We do.
And you can't satisfy everybody. But the thing is, that person got killed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
it was a difficult situation.
But we got a lot of, it's just, I'm not really into, because I'm, have multi-races in my background.
Here we go.
So I'm a little
Here we go again.
Light skin, that's on my father's side, who's Sicilian.
I'm so sick of this.
And my mom, she's African American, Black, Negro, whatever you want to call her. But together they made me, which we used to have a name. They used to title us mulatto and gray babies. The Vietnam era was called gray babies.
Mm.
And then as we progressed, we became mulatto. Prince said he was mulatto. So anyway, and I'm saying that to say, because we have come now. Y'all don't kill me out there with ugliness, but I gotta say how I feel. We've come a long way from where we were as an African American tribe of people. You know what I'm saying? From well, there's always still been racism. Okay. Period. We've never ever gotten rid of racism. No, we probably never will.
Nope.
But and people say, well, now you got the cell phone technology to see everything. But you know what? At the end of the day, I still think we've come a long way from where it used to be. Because I was bused when they first started the busing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was too light to be Black and too dark to be white. So I was in my whole category, but I got caught up in the busing from the African American neighborhood. And out of that African American, for me, I'm an older, so we call it Black.
Yeah.
So that Black generation, as far as moving from a all Black school to go to an all white school was a tumultuous venture for me, because that was my first time ever experiencing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So racism is there.
It's always.
But there's due process. And I'm saying all that to say, we got the civil unrest is what they call now. Mm-hmm. Went from Black Lives Matter to civil unrest. We always change as the time goes. But when you're working for the city of Atlanta, let's bring it in, will it in and home. When you're working for the city of Atlanta, there are policies, procedures, that's legislated on how we discipline. And unfortunately, there's due process that all sworn personnel have.
That's right.
And you have to go by the due process. And I think when they went, it's not about somebody's political, whatever it is. It's about facts, like when you go to the courtroom.
Exactly.
And so the bottom line was this officer was returned to duty because of the due process did not happen. And that's all that was about. And I feel for her because, like she said, she's a mother. And I have a son and two sons, older son and younger son. And so, and even girls, they don't care anymore. I mean, if it's racism, no matter what your gender is.
That's correct.
And so, even me, I'm worried, sometimes when I go, what I say though, when I see a police car, you can tell when they're behind you now.
Oh yeah.
Especially
and
DeKalb County.
Get ready to come pull you over.
Especially DeKalb County. You can tell when they're reading your tags because they come up behind and they slow down and back up a little bit, waiting to get that report. Ain't that right? Yeah. Wait for that. I'm coming as G419. Give me status on tag. And so they draw back a little bit and wait till that report come in. And next thing you know, but I don't ride dirty. So when I see him in the rearview mirror, I said, I just be riding like this. See, I have my hand, I just be chilling, put my arm on the windowsill, chilling, and I'm like, because I ain't riding dirty. But still, you don't never know what's going on.
No,
so
you don't. No.
Anyway, allegedly, I'm feeling that we're speaking of mayors, the elections coming up, and I got a text from an anonymous person with a picture of Antonio Brown. Councilman Antonio Brown. I like the picture. Now, the picture was kind of sharp. He looked very like he was sitting up there with his arms crossed. Ain't that the picture I saw?
Yeah. Did you see his hair?
I didn't pay no attention to the hair now.
Oh, want me to show it to you?
Was the hair? Yeah, show me the picture of the hair. We're not going to sit up here and be like Wendy Williams.
I don't know.
But show me a picture of the hair. Let me see this picture. I got to show you. Can you see out there, podcast?
He's a handsome man.
Yes.
He's
Antonio Brown. He sent this out, and I got the text at Friday, May 14th, noon, on the steps of City Hall. He's making an announcement. What other announcement could that be?
I don't know. I would assume that we just got a child abduction Amber Alert.
Oh. Is that in DeKalb County?
It didn't say. It's in Savannah, leaving Savannah. Yours is going off now, too.
With a black female driving a 4-door sedan, Nissan Altima or Kia Optima, 26-year-old twin black males. Okay. Oh, Lord, I hope that's the mother and she just trying to get her children. Ain't nobody trying to take care of them, hurt, do them harm.
You never know. You just never know.
Well, we got some. Listen, Benjamin, do you think the civil unrest will be mistaken as domestic terrorism? Sort of like active shooter. Interesting, Ben. Or do you think the federal, state, and local governments will treat it as a separate issue needing a unique solution?
Probably treat it as treat it as a separate issue needing a solution. Maybe with a mixture though, because it would be a form of terrorism after so much of it, right? Or if it's it
was terrorism on our White House when they went up there and acted the fool. Did they?
They didn't
really?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Probably not.
We will hope so. I mean, an act of terror. I mean, even right now, when you go up there right here in the city of Atlanta or Decatur or wherever you live in Georgia, you say, girl, I'm going to beat you up. They say that's an act of terrorism. Just because I said I'm going to come over there and beat you up.
That's it.
But you can go to the White House and jump out there and killing up folks and all of that and nothing happens.
Isn't that crazy? But we're not political. So we didn't do what's your movie of the week?
Oh, we got to get back to that. Sorry, y'all. We got
to get that.
Considering that public offices are slowly reopening. Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Thanks for that. So we did the inspiration. We have not done the inspiration because this is getting ready. What I'm getting ready to say is the song of the week.
So the inspiration is some of us always focus on falling, but instead of focused on falling, what if we focus and say, what if I fly? What if I decide to do something outside of the norm, and instead of falling, what if this time something goes right and I fly? Now go ahead with yourself.
She says, what if she could fly?
What if she? Now hold on, go ahead, because she's finna say something crazy. Go ahead. What?
That brings me to the song of the week. I believe I can fly. Who's that song by? R. Kelly. Oh, sorry.
You are so silly.
Don't y'all hate me out there.
I still love R. Kelly. I still listen.
Don't say that word. I love R. Kelly. Just say I like his music.
I love me some R. Kelly.
She might have been on that program. Y'all just don't know.
I still like his music. I do. I love his music.
But that song fits for what you're saying on your inspiration.
It does. And really,
that was a good song.
It was a very good song. And I remember when he sang another song, he seemed like he was just trapped in himself. R. Kelly, and I ain't trying to get out the subject, but when you listen to one of his songs, and then he had a meeting with Farrakhan once, And he's saying he believed he could fly, and they were sitting in there. He just seemed like he was just, just lost. Just a lost
Do you
soul.
really think that when people do stuff or get wronged or do something wrong that we as a people, country should strip them of everything of their life that they did?
It's just because that they're in the limelight. Normal people like us, what they gonna do? Nothing. But if we were in the limelight like stars and you got all these billions and billions of dollars and stuff, it's a different thing. It is, but that's just what they do.
Because all the people that turned on him did music with him and came about, and then they was made money.
They did. And he is artistic. The man is a genius.
I don't think they should, you should be tried and judged due process. But until that due process is found, you shouldn't, and I say we as whoever, Hollywood and all of them folks can look at how many, we ain't going there, but allegedly look how many stuff that they've done and they didn't strip the movies out and all of that. But even with Bill Cosby, with stuff like that, I love me some the Bill Cosby show. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Because to me, those are two separate things. What he did, his creation, and what his personal life is.
That's two different things. He's human. They fail. Men like women.
Well, what was that mayor that ran and got caught smoking crack and then he got reelected?
He got reelected?
Yeah, who was that? Anybody out there know who I'm talking about? Send me that name. I can't remember the name. He got called, in a hotel room, opened the door, and they called him, and he had the pipe.
In Florida.
I don't remember.
Was it in Florida?
I don't remember. I just been a while back. But they reelected him.
Was it the black guy in Florida?
It might have been. If anybody, you see, Marion Barry. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Marion Barry. They reelected him. Yeah, and they called him dead with the pipe in his mouth.
And then what about this guy in Clayton County, the chief?
Victor Hill?
They trying to get him again.
Well, he's been in and out of doing stuff about 4-5 times.
But you don't hear a lot of stuff in Clayton County in trouble, right?
You sure don't.
Crime, all of that. So he's doing something.
Because I don't even like riding through Clayton County.
The police be on you.
They be looking right at you. Come by, pull up beside you and look at you.
They be on you.
With their eyes like this. What you doing over there? What you do? Who is that over there?
They be on you.
They be on you. But it might take. That's what it takes.
It is.
You don't hear all of that complaining over there either.
No, you do not.
But unfortunately, you got somebody leading them that he could be arrogant.
But his personal life and his work life is two totally different things.
So just bring it back by saying that. Let's bring it back to the mayor election right quick.
Okay.
We didn't finish saying who was running. Okay,
so we already know that City Council President Felicia Moore is running.
Yes.
We know that it's Sharon Gay. She's an attorney. I'm not sure.
Is it Gray or Gay?
It's Gay.
Okay.
Gay. Gay. We're not sure about Kasim Reed nor
What do you mean you're not sure about?
We're not sure about it, but we just on the news. I saw in the news when they put it up. They had both of their pictures.
Now, everybody that has worked under Kasim Reed's two-term administration know how Kasim is.
We do, but we don't know for sure.
With all disrespect, he does not do anything without a motive.
We know that, and he's been
positive or negative, whatever it is. He does things strategically. Smart man.
He said, Marion Barry, DC twice. He got elected, reelected twice.
Yeah, he was. Marion Barry. Yeah. So here's my thoughts.
What's your thoughts?
My thoughts. Let me put it in the universe.
Do we want to put it in the universe?
No, because I already feel who I feel compassionate about.
Okay, me too.
But we don't know who else is going to be running yet.
We do not.
Right now, from what we hear, this is allegedly how I'm feeling. Mr. Brown is going to announce that he's running for mayor. This is what I think. Because what other announcement that make a big thing about? So he's going to run for mayor, and he can do that.
Yeah.
And either Mr. Reed, our past mayor, Mr. Reed, is going to either put his hat in the race just to stir up some stank. Because he loved that. I'm sorry, I said it. He loves to stir up some stank.
I heard that it was one more person that's possibly, and I heard this in the beginning of the race, too, that was going to run.
Who was this?
He's on city council, too.
Who?
Who do you think?
No idea.
Mr. Dickens.
Andre Dickens.
I heard that twice. He possibly.
Not,
but if all these people that's from council run, who's going to take those seats? Well, I mean, only one going to go.
Well, we already been reached out to several people that wants us to possibly get on that bandwagon
take over those
to
seats.
take over those seats.
So I don't know.
But you didn't.
Go ahead.
Maybe you need to save me from what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Oh my God.
So if Antonio Brown's councilman, let me give him his handle. Mm-hmm. Councilman Antonio Brown announced that he's running for mayor. Mm-hmm. Our past mayor, Kasim Reed, honorable, as we have to say that right, Honorable Kasim Reed. He's either going to throw his hat in to run again because he can, mm-hmm. or he may endorse Antonio Brown
because I think that's what he would do.
Either way, it's going to be a very interesting situation.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
But I know a lot of people are very supportive right now from what I'm hearing, allegedly, of Felicia.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. I don't know much about Mr. Brown and City Councilman Brown, but
he hasn't reached out to Pace to have a meeting yet.
No, remember we had that one time
we asked to have a meeting, but that fell through. He never followed up. So I have We're gonna be quiet with that.
Let's move right along.
Because this is not a political podcast.
No, it's not at all. We don't.
But I got to say what I have to say because that's who I am. I get the elephant out the room because I got the third eye.
So let me tell y'all this weekend.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I wish I could show it to you. This weekend, Gina says, "What you doing? I need you to do something for me." That's how she talked with a little rasping voice. I need you to do something. I said, "Well, what?" Got a birthday party I got to go to. We get to this birthday party.
Oh, and my goodness.
She always says she's an entertainer. She sings or whatever, And I heard her sing once at when we went to Florida with Nace and with SEIU, all of the union thing. We went down in Florida a couple of years back. So I heard her sing, but it was just the national anthem. It wasn't really a sing. She get out there. What song did you lead?
Mustang Sally.
Gina, y'all know how she is. She's scary of COVID. So she say. She got out there with that Mustang Sally song. It was the audience. They was all doing their own thing. Gina is Gina. Bossy. Come on, y'all. Get out here. Don't let me walk down to y'all. And I was like, oh my God. She got up to one of the men this close. Singing Mustang Sally. And what she say, what she do? And he go, and she was all in it. She was a whole nother person when she did the whole thing. I was like, look at Gina up there dancing. I think she did a little twerking for a little bit.
I don't know how to twerk.
Just a little bit. Oh, you were twerking.
Was I twerking?
You were twerking.
Oh my goodness. You filmed it. I got to see this.
Yeah, you have
to. And you better not put it out there.
I almost did. I almost did it live.
But what happened to me after all that was over with, I came out of my element and
you
said
that. All out of your element. Then she said, oh my God. I can't believe I'm singing with a mic. I didn't even wipe that mic off. And then did you see me get closer? I said, I'll sing you, Gina.
I freaked out though.
Performer.
I freaked out the whole weekend though. I freaked out the whole weekend. Because I couldn't believe, that was my alter ego. When I get out there, when I go into a performance, it's a whole nother world. And I wasn't being smart. And I was mad at myself for that. But
you had a good time. It was nice.
For a change.
It was a good time. It was nice. It was good.
I'm glad that you came. And it was a very nice pool party. And it wasn't a lot of people. It was outside. It was. And at first you kept saying, Gina, but go ahead, wear your mask, do this. And then, and we were safe up there on the stage.
It was nice. It was
with the musicians. But next time I will be more cautious that I will not.
I don't think you could be once you get in that element. Once you get in that element, you lose all of that.
Well, I wiped down the mic at first with the what do you call it? The hand sanitizer. We cleaned off everything. Good. But I just, I was mad at myself because I didn't, but that's how I do when I used to perform. So that's what I missed.
She was in her natural element. How was your Mother's Day?
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't do what I really wanted to do. I had my grandkids, which was a joy. And we went out to the park, Sweet Water Park.
Oh,
Let me tell you that. No, There's another Sweetwater Park in
Okay.
Lawrenceville, Georgia, without water. I never heard of that.
Why would you drive all the way there, though? Did you know that wasn't?
I wanted to go to Sweetwater,
Yeah,
where the lake is, but they didn't really have.
Oh, okay,
they didn't have anything for the children to play on.
Okay, that's right.
So we wind up over there. We had lunch outside under the pavilion, and so it was pretty decent, but it wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay.
But other than that, that was my mother's Day gift to my daughter by taking her kids to the park.
Oh, that was nice.
And then I just chilled.
That was nice.
So I hope all of you all out there who are mothers and father mothers have had a wonderful Mother's Day. And,
how can a father be a mother?
Because they're taking care of their children.
So they are fathers?
Single parent. I call them father mothers. Is that not a good one? If you're in
Can mother fathers too?
Yeah. On Father's Day and mothers are single parents, I call them mother fathers.
Mother fathers.
Gotta be careful how you say that. No.
Say it fast.
No.
Because that don't sound right.
That don't sound right.
Mother fathers.
Well, we just tell them Happy Father's Day as being mothers. Okay. Because they fathers and mothers.
And both. They have to play both roles.
Yeah, both roles.
So okay, we won't get into that subject. That's another thing.
Okay, well, whatever. But anyway, so we talked about the Mario's race.
They do, Ben. They do. They have to. But like I said, I don't want to really get into it.
You are trying to get me to say that word.
No, Ben said that they're playing both roles. Okay. And that's true.
Single parents must feel both gender. Absolutely.
However, you do have, and I was a single parent, but you do have those parents that are part of their lives. They might not stay with them Monday through Friday, but they go over there on the weekend. And a lot of people, I don't want to get into it because it's going to be a problem.
Mother's Day, to me,
it's for mothers.
For mothers that have birthed children, adopted children, or inherited children, I'm godmamas.
We want to bring in, I'm not going to mention her name, but I do want to say a prayer for, or you guys remember one of our dispatchers, she's had a baby earlier than it should have been born. So we just want to lift her up in prayer. Like I said, I don't want to say her name or anything, but just know that we have a becoming a mother that's in need. So the baby is well right now, but she's tiny. She's very tiny. So
and I commend all of these mothers that's having babies during this pandemic.
Yes.
It's got to be a scary thing.
It is. You know it is.
So we both genders, happy Mother's Day, happy Father's Day, whatever your role is of taking care of these children, even grandparents, because we never get Grandparents' Day. Nobody pays us no mind.
Sure don't. They do have Grandparents' Day, but no, they don't.
They don't pay us no mind.
Not really. Okay.
So, but anyway, I hope you all had an enjoyable day and it was good with whatever you did.
Mm-hmm. I got my garden put together.
So you told me I want to grow some little things. I want to watch them like cucumbers
and that's a good
stuff.
thing to do. It's calming too. It's real calming.
It's calming.
Calming.
Out there with the gnats and your chickens and all of that.
Yep, it is. And
okay. Well, I just stick with the Calm app and just on the luxurious seat or my bed with the Calm app. Vacation on my phone
and take care of a plant. When you take care of something else,
everything dies when I plant it. So, so anyway, right now the mayoral race, Keisha Lance Bottoms, who's our present mayor, to just cap it off, is not going to participate in running again.
No, she's not.
And we got so far Felicia Moore, Council President Felicia Moore. Attorney Stacy, I got Sharon Gray, but you said gay. Okay.
It's gay.
Kasim Reed with a question mark.
Yes. And
Antonia Brown with a question mark.
Because they haven't just come.
But I haven't, and then you say, and Andre Dickens with a question mark.
With a question mark. There's a possibility. So
they
haven't said anything yet, but they're going to have to hurry up.
We're going to be looking close to that to see what's going on about that.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be an interesting race, whichever way.
It is going to be very interesting. So let's get into
what's really happening in the city of Atlanta.
What?
In the workforce.
Okay, so we're going to jump on professionalism because that's what we said we was going to do for the next for a minute for professionalism. So after we did our show last week, I got a text.
Okay.
A phone call. The young lady called. And she felt a certain type of way in her roll call. She said one of the supervisors said to her, no. So roll call is where all the employees are getting their information before they shift start. So one of the supervisors they were talking about, first they were talking about the award ceremony that we did. And then they were talking about, because they were just not happy with that. A lot of them wasn't happy, but again, you can't please everybody. So then they discussed, and I probably won't be doing it next year, but again, they were discussing that, and they were discussing the new sick leave policy and why everybody's being punished because of one or two people that abuse coming to work or don't come to work.
Okay.
So this particular supervisor says, well, she says, well, some of y'all coworkers, some of y'all coworkers, some of them are even in this room right now today, ain't worth a damn.
Hold up.
She said that. Now I can't patch you with this hand. But I can patch you with this. Yeah.
She said what?
She said
in a meeting
with the employees. We have our roll calls and we give them.
Was that a supervisor? A supervisor.
A supervisor.
To say something like that.
Y'all ain't worth a damn.
Oh my goodness.
And some of y'all in here right now. They here. I said,
oh my
when
goodness.
the young lady called me and told me, three people called. First, this one called, and then another one called. Then I I was asking someone, they just was going on, why would she say that? And what can I do? Because one of them felt like she was talking to her because she's one of the ones that,
you cannot
not come to work a lot.
You cannot do this.
Well, she said it and she did it.
So what's the repercussion?
I have no idea. I haven't been to work in a week. So I'll go back tomorrow.
You broke your arm.
And then I go to an ortho. They working on they said the one ortho that they gave me, the insurance don't take. Why you look like that? The one ortho that they gave me, the insurance didn't take. So they have to give me another ortho. And so I probably won't go back until next week. But I'm going to work tomorrow.
Your arm is broke. Your wrist
it might be. It shouldn't still hurt like this. I have to hold.
You need to find another doctor.
Something. So I don't know.
But anyway, back to that.
So yes, you can't.
So let me ask you out there, podcasters listening, to chat in if you want. What do you think should have happened to the supervisor that made that statement? I just want to see. This is professional.
If it was because now, so let me tell you, because the SOP states that you're not about being professional or not cursing and using all this type of language with your people. People to people. So they've been making us push that as supervisors, writing people up if they're cursing on the floor. If you just sit there and you just yell out a curse word out of frustration, that's one thing. But when you're cursing and it's affecting other people, that's
you're cursing at somebody.
Yeah, you're cursing at somebody.
Calling them names.
So then what we're supposed to do is go through the progressive plans of the disciplinary actions. Now, whether this happened to this particular person, I don't know.
That's like, how would you feel if I said, Ebony, you ain't worth a damn?
Oh, you're probably right. I ain't. But I'm just saying.
But how would you think you would feel if your leader was
in front of all of these people? Whether you said to my name or not, I know you know who I am because I know if I don't show up to work. So I know that's a punch directly to me.
Something needs.
So that's the form of bullying.
What I'm thinking is going forward, because we having a lot of people that's getting these promotions or hiring them in as leaders, supervisors, managers, and whether you think you've had some experience with this. I think in the city of Atlanta, there should be a mandatory leadership training for all people that get promoted or come in as leaders.
It should be.
From team leads to supervisors to managers and on up, because the city is a unique place to work. And we do have codes and we do have legislation. There's no training on none of that.
It's not.
You come in, you get a hamburger. I don't even know if higher echelon goes to new employee orientation. I don't think they do that.
If what?
Like deputy commissioners or
they
managers.
Give a training. I think it's
do they actually go through employee orientation? Anybody out there know? Can you chat it in? Do they go to orientation and see?
What about
ICMA. And can you expound on what those acronyms mean?
Because I've never heard of ICMA.
Me either. Yeah, and because I think that they all should go through a mandatory leadership training.
Now, for captains and all that, I do know that they do.
That's in your centers, though.
Yeah, that's
sworn.
And then we're supposed to go to, like now, we do have a supervisor's training. I actually have one tomorrow for supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the ones that I do, I go out and find myself for leadership.
Okay.
And then we do have one coming up that is the APLI, which is a leadership training.
Right.
So that's a different one. That's another one.
Okay, we got Mr. Lesserton on saying, hey Jacob, we see you.
Hey.
Say that again. Supervisors need training. Yes. Let me get in here. The third eye looking at you. Supervisors need mandatory training.
Bad.
Mandatory. Okay.
Bad.
When you're hiring them in,
mm-hmm.
and when they're being promoted, it should be mandatory. They go away for a day somewhere, learn all the codes, learn all the legislation, whatever it is, the steps of progressive steps of discipline. They need to have mandatory training. There shouldn't be no training on the job to be a leader.
No, it should be mandatory. Like you said, it should be a mandatory.
It says it's a 6-part series.
He said, give him a second. He's going to find it for us to see.
But it's some type of and I think it should be driven by HR.
It should be.
Not the departments, by HR.
It should be. Like I said, I find most of my training outside the city. I mean, outside on my own time because I'm always wanting to learn. So you have a lot of other people that do that too. They just find it. Our training department should be over there. I found some free ones recently that we were supposed to do last year, but now they're up here. They're doing them this year free. And I guess it's because of COVID. So it should be in your training department. HR should be working together.
Okay, we have a blog, someone that chat in. Leading and managing a community and staff can be an all-consuming challenge that leaves little time for local government supervisors to focus on their personal growth, not in a state of the art. Okay. Not quite sure what you mean there, Mr. Ben. Can you expound on that some more? Okay, online, the Effective Supervisory Practices webinar series makes it easy to bring practical supervisory training to your jurisdiction without the high cost of hiring consultants. Absolutely. Okay. Let's look into that. Hey, because we go before. Why you got bugs flying all around me?
I cleaned out them plants and I see them in my
bugs
pots.
Bugs flying all around me.
It's a...
we have Miss Felicia Moore on the. Let's see. Greetings, Madam President of the City Council. How are you? We are live on our podcast at this moment. How are you doing? Well, they can't hear you, but I can hear you. But they know that I am talking with you. Okay. It is, and we are looking forward to chatting with you on what we can do with the union with you, and going forward to see for the greater city of Atlanta and what's going on and out there in the world, because that's our topic today. What's really going on in the city of Atlanta? And you would be a great person that we need to chat with so that we can have a time for you to come on our podcast live and talk to the people out here. Yes, ma'am. And I will give you a call once we've ended. And Miss Moore is saying, Councilman President Moore is saying, everyone out there in Radio Land, be safe. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, that was an honor.
She said, wow.
That was an honor. That was Council President Felicia Moore. So we have a lot of people looking at it, listening to our podcast. So we have to make sure we're being politically correct. Mm-hmm. Ebony is always keeping me straight because I'm gonna say it's something. Hard. But anyway, again, about Aviation and City of Atlanta HR Organizational Development offers the course. Okay, so Ben, we will get with you. Thank you for that advice. And look, I'm about
stop it, Gina. But it was I looked in that plant pot. I didn't know gnats come in. They want just the soil,
they got to get away from me.
So,
but anyway, so we're gonna look into that because listen, on May 27th, you guys, at 12:30 Pace will be making presentations to the city council as we do every year. And so if there's anything that you want us to talk about or want us to know about that we need to share that has not gotten straightened through your department, let us know. Email me or Ebony, call me or Ebony, and so that we can put that in our presentation.
Yeah.
So it's, we always do that. So our executive board will be in front of virtual. I think it's still going to be virtual in front of city council on May 27th at 12:30 p.m. So you guys tune in the best you can. And we're definitely going to be talking about some things before that meeting and definitely after that meeting.
Yeah.
And we're going to be inviting some different constituents that we can, if our technical person here.
Just say my name.
Can make it
just
happen.
Say me.
Your vice president,
just say me.
Who does the technical support, who does the secretarial stuff, does everything. And as soon as we can see how we can help get folks that you can visually see and come in, we'll start maybe having them come in and you guys can ask them questions and stuff. I think that would be a lot of fun.
It would be.
It'd be different from us. Just to give them an opportunity, a platform to say what they have to say.
It would be.
And so this is, passing the word, and we'll put it out there.
So let's go back to the professionalism.
Right up.
At the last writer up. That's what
you
should
cannot curse. And as a leader, we're behind closed doors.
That's different. That's not the same.
It's just like I know when to talk to my boss or my managers when we are one-on-one and we have that relationship. If you have that relationship that we can speak freely, and I might say a curse word, or they say, and to me, it's up to me if I'm okay with that. Yeah. But it's still not right. But when you're in a not so professional atmosphere, it's
when you are amongst.
But when I'm in front of people with him, he gets the yes sir, the no sir. I call him by their respective names and all of that. Okay. And so you got to be respectable. I'm not going to cuss out there in public in front of my manager or cuss at my subordinates
because they can feel bullied.
Yeah.
So, especially if in an environment like I know within the communications environment, everybody knows everybody's business almost. If they don't know it, they're going to know it.
Yes.
So they know who you're referring to, even when you say that. So you are singling this individual out, which is not right. And it makes them feel uncomfortable. And that can that's a form of bullying.
Yes.
And I think that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand or know. What are forms of bullying? So they don't get, or they don't know. They just
and don't. Another thing, you got to watch your email tone because that could be
you have to watch it too. Yes, you do.
How you're talking because that person on the other end may be picking it up in a different way. That's why when I have meetings, a lot of times I like to see your face, even on team meetings. I like to see your face because with that little circle or your little picture,
you can't really tell how they receive you.
And a lot of people are, because we telework from home. They don't want to get up and get dressed, their hair all over their head. But you remember that meeting I had up there? I forgot.
I don't know if you forgot or
that
what.
was one of the progressive commercial moments. Oh my goodness. I was sitting up in bed. I had the bed that kind of the back end can lift up. And I was sitting in bed, had the laptop up and I was at this meeting. And all of a sudden, because I'm a face-to-face and I got into it and I clicked that button on video because I'm getting ready to go in.
And I almost didn't have much on.
I did have a spaghetti strap shirt, but then I realized, oh my God, I heard them clicked out. But but we should be mindful of that. And I like to look at people when we're talking and digesting and collaborating so we can see each other's facial expression.
Because they're talking with their face.
Yeah,
people are talking and they're receiving. You want to see, like you say, you just
I want to see third. I want to see if they're bull job.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. She should not have. I don't, like I said, I don't know. I'll find out. I'll ask and see what happened. If they tell me, they tell me. If they don't, they don't. But because I would be curious as to know what happened.
Stop the cursing.
Yeah, because if it was a regular employee, they would have made us do some type of. They would have been written up for it.
Right. Stop the cursing. Don't curse out people. Be professional in your work environment. Come to work. Follow the protocols. You get your due process when you're in the union. And speaking of that, I did. We have people that's interested about PACE. And so probably on our next podcast, we're going to be still talking about other issues. And we're going to be talking about PACE, what we stand for, what we do, what is it about? Because we have never really given you any history or what PACE is, how we derive, what we do, where we're going with, and what's our vision and mission for the future, and how we operate, and who does what, who's your executive board. A lot of that you need to know. If you're a member, and if you're not a member, you need to consider to become a member. And remember that, you guys, every person that you bring in as a new member gets $50 per member. So, 1 year I racked up, boy.
I did too.
You did, Ebony. You did. That check was
I'm still waiting
nice.
on my check for this year, though.
Well, pandemic. We'll get it to you.
I know.
That comes from the national office. But you can make a nice little part-time job. You go out there. It's hard right now because everybody's at home. But any suggestions, you guys, that how we can reach the people at home that are members, we would lovely appreciate it, other than trying to mail on, pay for postage and stuff. And it's sad that the city does not have a way to reach them on their personal emails.
At all?
I don't know. I need to reach out to HR to see, but they can't give you but so much information when it comes to that. Maybe I can send them a list of our membership roster and just request
because that's all you need
personal
anyway,
information to them. That's all I need, because I want to send them about our podcast, because a lot of people are not aware that does not be at the city, and we don't have their personal email address because we always use the city's email address. Yep. So that's good. So we are really going to be watching this, man. I am so excited because I like the exciting stuff. I don't want to gossip, but I like exciting stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also DPW rolled out, I think it was yesterday. We had about COVID-19. They had rapid testing now, and they have the regular testing, but also rapid testing that I think is a good thing. So, to help minimize or know if you want to get tested, or we can find out right away if you have been contracted with COVID or been around that, and then you go home and wait 3 days or wait till the time comes.
So you're not supposed to report to work? Or?
No. And that's where a misconception is. No, if you've been around someone and you get HR to call you or tell you that they're letting you know what's happened, someone in your area, that you need to go and get tested, you need to stay home until you come back with a doctor's note saying you're able to come back to work, or you have a COVID, your test came back negative. That is either you can get rapid testing or 2 to 3 days. And some different areas are not doing that. And why are you looking like that? You're mumbling the word? Well, that's one of the issues I'm having with your Major V right now over there at 911, because he is not following protocol at all. And I know what was just said in the meeting, and we will be discussing that with him. Yeah. He got that 20-page document of the new rules and regulations that we got to dissect. Did you go through and dissect it? Not yet.
I don't have a teacup, but imagine this is a teacup.
Oh, okay. Well, mom's the word. And vaccinations, be aware that once you are vaccinated, we commend all those who go out and get vaccinated. I appreciate. Was the city giving
something for that?
Yeah. Well, the vaccinations over at the Mercedes-Benz is still going on, and there's different things. But still be aware to mask up and social distance, even though you got your vaccination. Let's not get too comfortable, because that's a way of trying to heed off you catching the COVID, minimizing those efforts. But we still want you to be safe, because everybody is not vaccinated. And even if you're vaccinated, the person that's not.
What'd you say? Say it again.
What is it? How am I saying it?
Say it. What'd you say?
Vaccinated. What did I say wrong?
Vaccinated.
Oh, you trying to be funny. Oh, you try. Oh, that's a dart you throwing at me.
I'm just saying vaccinated.
I'm more the person that's be successful.
Whatever.
So
whatever.
Anyway, I just try to stay masked up, and I'm glad you got vaccinated, because we would be doing this podcast through the yard, way over here in the driveway, and you over here in the neighbor's house.
Yep, that's it.
But also teleworkers out there, we are going to be mentioning something. We're trying to come up with some avenues or some incentives for people that has been teleworking, because we have been the long forgotten folks. And if you have any ideas or any suggestions that you would like us to consider to mention to council about how you can be incentivized for teleworking, because you actually took your home and changed your home to a business area.
From last night's meeting.
Yeah, for our meeting last night. We actually have turned our home into a business. So we really never off because
and you're never
off the clock.
And
really.
your Comcast, your cable bill.
You're paying for that. The city's not paying for that.
And they need you to use your city.
Because if I didn't have the cable,
you couldn't get on the internet. You couldn't work.
I couldn't work.
No.
So nobody is reimbursing you for that. So we're down.
There is some things that's going down.
So we thought about that. He said, you guys, you all are right to send us in some, what about us that teleworks? We got the folks that's at home that makes they get their payroll check. No fault on anybody because the pandemic caused all
it's
of this.
no problem. Yeah.
However, we looked at the ones that physically that's essential that was definitely needed to come in. But teleworkers are essential too because if they wasn't, they wouldn't be teleworkers.
So they should get some kind of.
So they don't get any bonuses and they never got any of the
and no time.
And any time that they have to be off there taking their own personal time. So we looked at that may be not quite fair.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at something to help incentivize the teleworkers. So if you all have any suggestions out there, feel free to drop it in the chat line now before we go off, or give us an email or a call. But we will be bringing this up and mentioning it.
And even when you're at home, people get sick. So you still get to use the comp time, whether it's COVID related or not. Right. You should be able to have that and not use your own time.
Right. So, well, and then here I had a little disparity with someone, I'm not going to call their name, who's a commissioner of a department. And I said, they told me, well, we're having this opportunity. But the thing is,
you don't have to say the name, but by the way you sounded, I already know the name.
We have people that may not be teleworking all the time. And so we will need to look at it. But it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
The fact that they are, because if they wasn't able to telework, you got people that's not doing anything and getting a paycheck.
Exactly.
No response to them, but that's the way we had to do that.
Getting a check.
And they're getting a check. So why are you worrying about whether a teleworker is actually on a laptop 8 hours a day? Come on, give me a break. Mm-hmm. This is what we talk about, common sense. Come on. No disrespect to the person. If you listen to this podcast, we've already had this one-on-one disagreement, and I'm still going to bring this up. To tell about telework and giving them something.
Yeah, they need
and we
something.
go back and give them some cop hours.
They're using it at home.
Or restore, if nothing else, if they took some time off, restore all of that back, give it back to them. The sick leave, the sick time, or the vacation.
That should be okay.
That should be okay.
That should be okay.
So because nobody's.
Because they probably not even using their time. What you get 4 hours to take regular for your.
They're not doing anything.
Doing it, yeah. They're not.
You're using the FFCRA or RCA comp time, which is given to people that got that, regardless whether you vacation or not. You just use it. Okay, so we're about to wind down. We got 2 minutes left. Anything else you want to shout out to? Anything we would like to thank you guys? Thank you. We would like to thank you all for joining in on our live chat. Definitely. Mr. Martin, Jacob. We've been missing you, Jacob.
Sure
I'm calling you out. We've been missing you. Our executive board meeting is next week. Right?
Yes,
next Tuesday at 5:30. That is a mandatory meeting, you guys, for executive. Everyone set it up on Teams. Spread the word to your executive board when you see them. Mr. Odell Sims, Terry Moon, Kenneth Butler, and Shawana Wilson, Benjamin. We all need you on there because we got to discuss to finalize our presentation before council on May 27th.
So whatever issues y'all have, make sure you
bring them to the
table,
to the team's table. And hopefully we would like to see your face this time.
Yes.
Okay. So
was that a shot at me? Because I didn't have anything to do with the last time. I'm sick of this.
Okay. Well, anyway, I always got to do this. You know what that means. But anyway, so we're going to end the day. I hope you all go back and think about I Believe I Can Fly, your song of the did we do the movie? The movie of the week. I saw one called Second Act by Jennifer Lopez. It was kind of cute. It was kind of cute. So anyway, well, you guys have a good week. Please be safe. Go get your vaccination if you choose to go get your vaccination.
Go get your vaccination.
Go get your vaccination.
Go get your vaccination.
And every Tuesday from 1 to 2, I'm sick of her too. Every Tuesday from 1 to 2, we are here live podcast. Please chime in. Feel free. This is your platform.
Definitely yours, not ours.
Not ours. We are
This is
here
yours.
to communicate with you. And we appreciate you coming in, and always subscribe. You know, I just learned about subscribe. If you're on a YouTube live studio, subscribe. And every time we come on, it alerts you.
Mm-hmm.
It alerted my phone. I was shocked. Oh, podcast 3 minutes. So anyway, I am going to feast on whatever Miss Ebony has cooked for me today.
Curry shrimp.
What is it?
Curry
shrimp. Maybe she'll do a cookbook since she likes to write books.
I won't like to cook them. I wouldn't want to.
But you guys have a wonderful week.
Definitely. Please have a wonderful week.
We'll be sending out another email to remind you of this podcast on Tuesday, Monday.
Whatever issues y'all have this week, email them to us so we can bring them up and discuss them.
About it.
Yeah, we're not talking about the supervisor. We just want to bring light to situations that can be fixed.
If you
behaviors that needs to be changed,
they will never change.
That's it. Exactly. If we never speak about it, nobody would ever know. No one would ever know that if I did something wrong, if you never told me, I would never know if I didn't think it was wrong. So that's all. We're just trying to change behaviors and make the city of Atlanta back to some normalcy or some kind of professional environment. Right now, we're suffering. I know our department is suffering in professionalism really bad. And a lot of other departments are too. So that's all it is.
All right, you guys. We've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed you. I've enjoyed all of this. So you guys take care of yourself. Until next week, the third eye is watching you.
Have a good one.
And we're out. Bye, you guys. Take care. Be safe. Ta-ta.